folks. As you can tell, it's starting to get dark outside, and I was going to leave these until tomorrow, but then I thought, you know what, I've got a bit of time, and if I can get a third coat done on them today, that's 3 in one day, and then there's only 3 more coats of stain to do on it, and then 3 coats of clear, so I'll do 3 coats a day. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Now, I'm not going to, well, I'm not actually, no, you know what, I will record this bit, but I'll put it on fast forward. I don't have to waffle about fucking nothing. I am looking forward though to getting this particular shelf done, because once I've done this shelf I can then really get into the meat of what needs repairing on the next shelf and the shelf after, so I may be able to get into a little bit more of a sorting out repairs while waiting for stuff to dry. Anyway, right, I'm going to stain these up now, so I might as well fast forward this bit, and if I talk I'll sound like a fucking chipmunk. Well, I got through that a lot quicker than I was expecting. Surprising how much quicker you do when you don't waffle. Now, admittedly, these have just now started to take that little bit of a shine, which is good. But I am going to need to leave them a little while. I'm going to need to give them about 10 minutes before I can flip them over. Because at the speed that I've been able to do that, if I was to flip them over and start again now, they're going to stick, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to take a break for 10 minutes and I'll be back to finish them off, and I need to remember to do the ends. Right, I think it's about time we cracked on with this, get these done. I need to remember to do the ends. So let's have for a few minutes, we won't need a stop. might as well fast forward this. Right, well, that is the third coat done, which means there's only 3 coats of stain to go, and hopefully I shouldn't need to do the ends anymore. But yeah, that was definitely a turning point coat. They're looking very nice now. So the next 3 should make it look a lot better. Now I will admit, I'm definitely not being as delicate with these as I have been some of the other stuff. I've kind of cracked on a bit with it. Perhaps applied more stain than I needed. But we'll see how it ends up. So I'm gonna finish there for today. I'll let these dry overnight, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll get another 3 coats on them, and we'll see how that's gonna go. See you in a bit. Morning everybody. Okay, we've got another damp and wet day outside today. Not that that's going to make any difference to me in here, but I say that, but it is a little cooler in here today, but I don't mind that because it's been fucking red hot recently. I actually had to get the my fan out recently. It did keep asking to be let out. So anyway, yeah. What time is it? I think it's gone on 1 o'clock. I think it's about 2 o'clock. I don't really know, to be honest. Because time's not really of any importance to me at the moment. So I've not been keeping up to. I was going to say up to date on the clock, but that's a bit weird. Anyway, so today, hopefully, I'm going to try and get the next 3 coats on today. And I'd like to try and do that if I can, because then it's only the clear coats that need going on it. And if I can get it done today, then I can potentially leave these for a day or 2, because it's going to need sanding down before going to the clear coats. So yeah, so I want to leave it a decent chunk of time to be able to really dry up and harden up and cure, as I like to call it. I mean, cure is probably the wrong word, because I'm pretty sure curing, you need no, you don't need heat for curing, because you can cure a pig in salt, I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, right, something else to mention as well is that even though this cloth had been working very, very well as it had done previously, it has now got to a point where it's started to get a little bit hard. I don't think it's going to do its job as well as I would like. Actually, no, it's right, we've got one half here, which should still work, because it's not been used as much. But I've been to the shop to get some milk, and I decided to pick up a couple of microfiber cloths to see whether these may work, because although this never did, when I cleaned it, never did get rid of the stain, at least it softened up enough for me to be able to still use it on the stain, just not on the clear. But if that means that I can use this temporarily, then so be it. But we'll see how we get on today. I do also have another one of these somewhere that was drying a while ago. There it is. So even though this has been cleaned, obviously the stain hasn't come off it, but it's at the same point that is. So if the microfiber doesn't work, at least this one isn't too far away. But we'll see how we get on today. So I want to try and get 3 coats on these if I can, and also I won't need to do the ends anymore. So I should hopefully be able to get through it a little quicker than I was doing it anyway. So now at this point I can go to fast forward. Well, I've got to say, the microfiber cloth is working extremely well. And to be fair, I mean, they weren't exactly expensive. Now, I think if I went to go and try and clean this now, it'd be too wet to use a little later. And even though I've got one other, I think I'll sacrifice this cloth. So I'm not going to clean that until it gets to like that point, and then I'll see what it's going to be like. What I need to do though is leave these for a little while, give them a few minutes to dry off. Sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, give them a few minutes to dry off, and then I will flip them over and do the other side. And while I'm waiting for that, I shall go and deal with some of the washing that I've got in my bath. So, I'll see you in a bit. Right, I'm ready to flip these over and finish off, not that, finish off this coat. Quite exhausted today, I don't know why. Well, actually no, I do. I've been having some really weird fucking dreams recently. The thing is that I haven't had a drink for a few days, which is a good thing, because I know that I was definitely not helping with the dreams. But I don't know if it's still in the system, still having an effect or what, I don't know, because still having weird as fuck dreams. But anyway, right, I'm going to crack on, so I might as well fast forward. Okay, so that's that coat finished, and annoyingly, yesterday on that one, I've had a streak that I've not seen and I've not wiped off. Bit annoying. Yeah, on that edge, this leading edge here. So yeah, not great, and I'm not best pleased about it. I'm not happy with myself for that. But not a lot I can do about it now. Anyway, I would guess that was either because of my cloth, my lack of concentration, or the fact that yesterday I wasn't being, and I did say I'm not being particularly gentle with them. But anyway, need to let these dry for a bit. But what that does mean is that there isn't 3 left. There's 2 left, and I've missed the bin. Yeah, 2 more coats to go, so I'm going to leave these to dry for at least an hour, and yeah, I'm going to go and do some other shit while I wait. See you in a bit. Hello everybody. Okay, got a break for a while. I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy though, so I'm going to try and get this next coat done. And then I might actually have to go for a nap before applying the last coat of stain. But we'll see how we get on. I mean, colour wise, I'm coming on quite nicely. I've definitely not been as good with these as I had the previous ones. I think starting off with the sponge, not the sponge, the foam brush. In hindsight, I think it was a bad idea because I've ended up making more of a mess with these on the first couple of coats. That has just kind of, yeah, stands out more now as I put more and more stain on. But at least these are the supporting pieces rather than the main shelf, apart from that one obviously, but I don't think that was too bad at the moment, to be fair. I'm starting to get very low on my tin here. But I'm going to crack on. I'm not going to give these a sanding either until probably, yeah, I'll say after the last stain, really. Okay, alright, I'm going to crack on, so I can hit fast forward. Okay, so that is that half of those done. Also, I need to give them, well, I need to give them about 20 minutes. So I'm going to take a little break, and I think I will continue sorting out a bit of my washing, and then once I've got these finished off with this particular coat, I think I might have to go for a little sleep, which is weird because I never used to nap. I hated napping. Nowadays, I mean, what, for the last, I don't know, year, I get part way through the day and I am absolutely knackered. It doesn't matter what I've done. But I mean, the amount of times that I've been falling asleep either at the computer or while doing something, I am having to be very careful. But anyway, I am going to go and sort my washing out, and I'll be back in a little while. Right, we're ready to put the other half of this coat on. So let's not hang about, let's fucking crack on. That's not too bad. It's what, 7 minutes of coating, or half coating. Oh. See, this is what I'm about. It's not like I've exactly done loads here, but that has just absolutely wiped me out. Right, I'm going to take a break. Need to give these about an hour, and then we can apply what should be the last coat of stain. So let's pull off that number 2, and now there's only 1 to go. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Hello everybody. Right, it's time to put the last coat of stain on. If I can get this done, that will be 3 in the day, which we could go in actually. 3 yesterday, 3 today, and then potentially 3 tomorrow. Oh. Now I've managed to have a bit of a rest, have a bite to eat. Feeling very refreshed actually. It's not looking as wet outside at the moment. Time to crack the fuck on, and I might as well fast forward this bit. Right, I've got to say, I'm very pleased with how the microfiber cloth is working. So I may have to look at getting more of these, especially if they're not very expensive. But what I will do is the other one I've got, I'll use for the clear coats. But obviously I'm going to be able to give this a clean and this a clean after this coat is dried. I'm going to need to give these about 20 minutes before I can flip them over. Overall, much happier with how the coats have gone on today, especially with using this cloth to take it off and done along. This cloth worked brilliantly. until it got to the clear coat. Yeah, very handy microfiber. So I definitely may have to look at getting more of them. It's taken a bit that has, but getting steps closer to completion. Now when it comes to the actual polishing of this and the remaining pieces, the polishing will need to be done in this area here, which does mean I'm not going to be able to do a little bit at a time. To be fair, I've not been doing that anyway. I've basically been getting whatever I've been working on all up to the same point, the polishing point, and then polishing it all. And to be fair, I'm going to be doing exactly the same with this. So yeah, I mean, I must admit it's a big step. This one, I mean, it's interesting because this shelf there's been a lot more involved with this one. I mean, for example, the actual shelving faces have got quite a bit of carving on them anyway, but also like with this where it's got the bit carved out, it has, I don't know if you can see it too well, but it's come up extremely nice, come up very nicely. Now in hindsight, had I spent more time looking at these pieces, there's probably more sanding I would have done with them near the edges, but in one way it almost kind of looks a bit like a part of the feature of the wood, but it's yeah, I think with them being the support pieces, I wasn't overly concerned by them. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when it's all finished. Right, I need to give these a little bit of a time to dry, so I should be back in about 2 seconds. Okay, we're ready to go. It's time. Oh. So, I must admit, it's taken me a while to get motivated to do these ones. I mean, in a way, it's good that I have been able to ignore that they're here waiting to be done, because obviously I was struggling doing that a couple of weeks ago. But at the same time, I have been finding myself going, oh, I'll do it in a bit, I'll do it later. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that I cracked on with it yesterday and today. Because it would be nice if it means when I get to the weekend that I could be on to the next shelf, because, well, obviously I don't know how long it's going to take to repair that, but taking these support pieces into consideration, the other one's got the same amount, and I've been able to get these ones done quite quickly. So, and thinking about it, something I hadn't thought of when it comes to putting the shelves back together, I hadn't actually considered fitting certain, like these go at the end of the shelves. I hadn't thought about actually fitting those in place and then attaching the shelf onto it. Basically, the way I've been doing it and considering doing it is to basically construct the whole shelf and then put that in place. We'll see. as always, knowing me, my plans will change God knows how many times. Anyway, we can fast forward this. Right, that is that done. That was the last one down. Right. I must admit, I am very happy with how these are looking. I can't remember which way around that was. That way. No, that way. I think, yeah, that way. Anyway, yeah, very happy with how they're looking. I hope that's the one around. Now, interestingly, just as I was getting on to the last couple there, my shoulder started hurting, which I don't think has been hurting me recently, but obviously a week or so ago it had got quite bad, so I may have to just be careful. Maybe I'd benefit from having a rest day tomorrow and then doing the 3 coats, but we'll see. I'll see how I am. I'm not going to rush anything. So anyway, that's this lot fucking done for now, until I come to attack it with the clear coat. And if I can get 3 clear coats done in a day like I have with these coats, then I think I should be pretty pleased with that. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I am going to need to give them a light sanding between this coat and the clear. But colour wise, I've got to say these are looking pretty much spot on. I wouldn't be surprised if these are going to end up making the uprights look too light, but I don't mind. It is what it is. Right, I'm going to stop there and I will see you soon.